Hi, my name is Sarah and I'll be going through the hand and wrist. I've already asked my client for consent. I'm going through all my ENA protocols and washed my hands. So first I'm going to go through the active, then passive, then resistance for the wrist, fingers and thumb. So first I'm just going to do active and just follow me. So just come into flexion, bring the hand up and bring it down into extension. And then bring it in for ulnar deviation and out for radial deviation. So now for the fingers, we just bring the fingers in, flexion, and out for extension, and abduction, just spread your fingers, and abduction, bring them back in. So the folded thumb, bring your thumb in, that's flexion, out, that's extension, and just turn it this way for me. So bring it down for adduction, and out for abduction, and for opposition, just touch all tips of your fingers. So now I'm just going to do it passively. So I'm going to bring the hand into flexion, then extension, then ulnar deviation, and radial deviation. For the fingers, now I'm just going to do flexion, extension, then abductions, bring them out, and adduction, bring them in. For the thumb, we're going to go flexion, extension, turn here, and then adduction and abduction, and then we're just going to go on positions for each finger. So now I'm going to do resistance. So if you just bring your hand down, you're going to come up, I'm going to add pressure. So that's for flexion, and for extension, if you apply pressure downwards, that's extension, and ulnar deviation. So I'm just going to apply pressure outwards and you come in. And then for the opposite direction as well, come outwards now. Great. And for the fingers, flexion. So you're gonna come in. I'm gonna apply pressure outwards. 4, and then extension. Apply pressure downwards. Great. And adduction. Adduction. I'm gonna bring the fingers in, and abduction. We're gonna bring the fingers out. So for the thumb, we've also got flexion, so you're going to bring your thumb in, and I'm going to apply it out, and bring it out, I'm going to apply it in, so then turn it this way, so you're going to bring your thumb down, I'm going to bring them out, and then bring it out, I'm going to bring it in, and then on position, if you bring both your fingers here together, and push them out, and then push them in. Great stuff.
Cool, I'm gonna go through the muscles of the wrist. So flexor carpi radialis, so bring the hand into flexion and then bring it radially and just match my resistance. And then flexor carpi ulnaris, just the other direction, and then so make sure it's flexed. And then push outwards. I'm gonna push in. Yeah, thank you. Palmaris longus wrist flexion, and I'm just going to bring it down, so push up and I'm going to come down, and then extensor carpi radialis, so hand down and then outwards and then push out for me. Yep. And then that's for longus and brevis. So for the ulnaris, ulnaris, so I'm gonna just extend it again, but ulnar deviate it and push out much the resistance. I'm testing the finger muscles. So first I'm going to start with the flexor digitorum superficial. So just have your hand out, just flex the hand here. I'm just going to so you're bringing it in, I'm going to bring it out. Yeah. And then the flexor digitorum profundus. So you're bringing your fingers down, and I'm going to push them up, so bring them down. Yep. Flexor digiti minimi, so just a small finger, bring it up, and I'm gonna bring it down. And then extensor digiti minimi, just bring it down. I'm gonna bring it up. So the extensor digitorum is the fingers, also just bring it down. I'm going to bring it up again, and the abductors of the small finger. So if you just bring your small finger out like that for me, out, yeah, and I'm just going to bring it in. And then the dorsal interosseous, so of the second to fourth finger. So if you just bring these two in, and then if you just spread them out, I'm gonna bring them in. And then if you have them all in, and then try bring them out. So yeah, and that's the bringing them out. So bring them out again. That's the palmar interosseous, and then the lumbricals is basically flexion of the second to fourth finger. So you just bring these fingers in, bring them in towards you, just these fingers, three, yeah, and I'm just going to apply pressure to bring them out, yeah. So I'm going to go through the muscles of the fingers, the ligaments, and the palpations. So first I'm going to do the flexor pollicis longus of the fingers. So if you just have your hand out and then bring it into flexion, so that's the MCP, and then I'm just going to pull that out and you just pull it in, so that's for flexion. And then if you just do just the top half, that was the IPJ. So now we're going to do the extensors. So if you just bring it from flexion to extension, and then I'm going to apply pressure inwards. So if you just bring it from, yeah, and then just the top half, yeah. So now I'm going to do the abductor pollicis. So just bring it this way. So you're going to bring your thumb up, I'm going to push it down, and the adductor pollicis. So you're going to bring it down, I'm going to just bring it up, and then the opposition. So if you just go through all the fingers here, so if you just go through to the small one, and then try push it out, and then try bring it in. Cool. Now I'm going to go through the ligaments, stress test the ligaments, sorry. So the radial collateral ligament, I'm going to go into ulnar deviation, and she's just going to try resist and come out. And then for the ulnar collateral ligament, I'm going to go into radial deviation, and she's just going to try push out. Stress test in both ligaments. Now I'm going to do the palmar, radial, and the ulnar collateral stress tests. So I'm just going to bring the hand into extension. I'm just going to radial deviate it and just match my pressure. So that's for the palmar radial, and then I'm going to take it into ulnar deviation and stress test it, and that's for the ulnar carpal stress test. For the dorsal radial and ulnar carpal stress test, I'm going to take it into flexion, and then radial deviate the hand, match my pressure, and then ulnar deviate the hand, match my pressure. So now I'm just going to go through the palpations. I'm going to do this on the so the ulnar styloid is over here, and then the pisiform is over here, the hook of the hamate is here, and the scaphoid is here, and the carpal tunnel is literally here.